story. A Star is Born, a short story. The light was a physical thing. It pressed against Daisy's skin, warm and heavy as a blanket. It bleached the world beyond the circle into a void of velvet blackness, a nothingness that held 1,000 unseen eyes. The silence was the loudest sound she had ever heard, a roaring, expectant hush that made the blood thunder in her ears. She had smoothed her gloves a dozen times in the wings, but now, here, the impulse was gone. There was only the light, the silence, and the ghost of her own face staring back from the single, dark eye of the camera in the pit. It was an ancient thing, that camera, a hulking relic of brass and glass on a tripod, pointed at her like a solemn witness. In its curved lens, she saw a distorted sliver of herself, a white figure, wide-eyed, suspended in a pool of gold. "Showtime," she whispered. The word was stolen by the immense quiet, a secret for her alone. This was not how she had imagined it. She thought there would be a crowd's murmur, the rustle of programs, the coughs and shifting of an audience. But this was pure. This was just her and the art. Her debut was not for a room of people, but for the unblinking eye of history. This film would be sent to the front lines, to boys in muddy trenches dreaming of home. It would be shown in great picture palaces to audiences she could not see. She was performing for ghosts and heroes, for the past and the future, all at once. Her smile, then, was not one of practiced charm, but of genuine, trembling awe. She took her starting position, a lone figure in the immense dark. The conductor in the pit, a shadow himself, gave a nearly imperceptible nod. And as the first sweet notes of the violin rose from the darkness to meet the light, Daisy began to dance. Not for the applause that would never come, but for the little girl who had dreamed of this exact, silent, glorious moment. She was ready. The music wrapped around her, a silken ribbon guiding her every step. Daisy twirled, a white blur against the inky blackness, her movements fluid and free. For a moment, the camera, the silence, the weight of history, all faded away. There was only the dance, the story her body told with each graceful turn and delicate leap. She imagined the faces of those who would watch her, though they were miles and months away. The young men in the trenches, their faces smudged with dirt and weariness, finding a moment of beauty. The families in the grand picture palaces, holding hands, lost in the magic of the moving image. The violin soared, and Daisy's dance became a testament to hope. Her leaps were higher, her spins faster, each movement infused with a silent message that even in the darkest times, beauty and joy could still bloom. She danced with all her heart, pouring every dream and every fear into the silent performance. Finally, the music softened, a gentle descent back to earth. Daisy's final pose was one of quiet strength, her arms elegantly lowered, her head slightly bowed. The last note hung in the air, then dissolved into the immense quiet once more. The spotlight remained, a golden circle around her, and the camera's eye still watched. Months later, in a small, cozy projection booth, Alara, the projectionist, carefully threaded the film. The whir of the projector was a familiar sound, a prelude to the magic about to unfold on the screen below. She smiled, knowing the story she was about to share. In a grand picture palace, Arthur and Lily sat side by side, their eyes wide with wonder. On the screen, a lone dancer, Daisy, twirled and leapt, a vision of grace. The audience was captivated, their murmurs hushed, lost in the silent poetry of her movements. Far away, in a muddy tent on the front lines, Finn and Reese huddled together. A projector cast Daisy's image onto a makeshift screen. For a few precious minutes, the sounds of war faded, replaced by the silent beauty of her dance. A small, hopeful smile touched Finn's lips. Daisy's dance, filmed in a silent studio, transcended distance and hardship. It was a bridge between worlds, a shared moment of beauty for those who yearned for it. Finn, watching her graceful form, felt a tear well in his eye, a silent acknowledgement of the hope she brought. Back in the quiet studio, now unlit, Daisy sat on a stool. She didn't know the faces, the names, or the places where her dance had traveled, but she felt it, a quiet hum of connection. Her silent performance had found its voice, echoing across the world, a star truly born.